NBA and cocaine. Nothing to snort at, declared the Los Angeles Times headline wryly. There are no reliable figures on the use of cocaine by players, Times staff writer Chris Cobbs admitted. But estimates by people in the game range from 40 to 75%, with perhaps as many as 10% getting high with freebase. When that story ran in August 1980, the National Basketball Association, NBA, appeared to be a league in crisis. And given that around 75% of the league's players were African American, it appeared to be a black crisis. Cobbs's exposé came in the wake of the well-publicized drug arrests of several black players for possession of minor quantities of cocaine. Not only had game attendance and television ratings dipped in recent years, but now professional basketball seemed to be on the verge of a cocaine epidemic. This was a public relations nightmare for a majority black league that white sports fans already perceived as being violent, criminal, and out of control. Black ball players' use of cocaine, an expensive drug typically associated with white celebrities, jet-setters, and professionals, was yet another reminder of their undeserved fortune. At a time when the rest of the United States was still reeling from a decade of stagflation and economic recession, NBA players had become some of the highest-paid professional athletes in the world. Many of them, Cobbs noted, came from unstable families in inner-city ghettos and could not seem to handle their sudden wealth. Also, as one anonymous source told Cobbs, the players are so street-smart, their sophistication is just below that of a hardened convict. They know every angle on how to get women and drugs. They are so far ahead of the security men, it's unbelievable. They know every hustle. The chaos in the NBA seemed to mirror the chaos, crime, and violence in the streets of American cities. In both cases, young black men were to blame. For his reporting, Cobbs won the Investigative Series Award from the Basketball Writers Association of America. Although rife with rumor and speculation, Cobbs's exposé has, for the most part, been accepted uncritically as emblematic of the supposed decline of professional basketball throughout the 1970s. As the oft-repeated narrative goes, black players had brought their immaturity, selfishness, drug abuse, violence, and criminality, a very microcosm of America's urban crisis, to the NBA. They lacked character and morality, and it showed not only in how they conducted themselves off the court, but also in how they played basketball. They had imported their aggressive, flashy, individualistic, and above-the-rim style from the playgrounds of black neighborhoods to the pro game. A once honorable and disciplined white game of teamwork and set plays had devolved into anarchy. As African American players came to dominate professional basketball over the course of the 70s, their bad behavior had tarnished its reputation, and their exorbitant salary demands had pushed it to the brink of financial ruin. Yet rather than revealing the truth of the NBA's so-called dark ages, Cobbs's sensationalistic story throws into relief the fault lines of a decade-long struggle over the future of the sport, one that intersected with broader racial politics. This dynamic tended to pit the white basketball establishment, team owners, front office executives, coaches, sports writers, and the pro game's still majority white fan base against its increasingly black labor force. A labor force that came of age amid urban rebellions from Watts to Baltimore, the rise of the Black Power movement, and the numerous protests and boycotts that made up the revolt of the black athlete in the late 1960s. With their racial consciousness forged in the heat of these battles, black players found ways to extend the athletic revolt into the professional ranks, albeit with different goals and different strategies.